So the last film I was going to talk about today, and I've caught up. It's the last film I watched, is Anne Fletcher's Dumplin, based on a novel by Julie Murphy from a screenplay by Kristen Hahn, and it is about a girl named Willa Dean, who's nicknamed Dumplin by her mother. The mother's played by Jennifer Aniston. Willa Dean is played by Danielle Macdonald, who is a plus-sized girl whose mother was a Texas beauty queen, whose aunt has recently passed, and who is struggling with dealing with that grief. Her mother is also dealing with this grief, but not really trying to deal with the grief. And Dumplin is a big fan of Dolly Parton, as she was um, taught by her aunt, who she loved. Her best friend, played by Odeya Rush, also loves Dolly Parton. They've been friends forever, but they are very different looking. That's all you really need to know is they're different looking, but they're besties. Um, Willa Dean decides that she's going to attempt to join this beauty pageant that her mother is the chair of, and who was she was a winner of 25 years earlier, because she discovers that her aunt had wanted to join and didn't ever do it, and so she wants to sort of protest by being a bigger girl doing it. In doing that protest, her her best friend also joins her. Sort of the alt girl joins her, and another plus size girl joins her. They all compete in this pageant, and she deals with sort of the ups and downs of that. There's more to the plot than that. Um, there's a lot about body positivity. There's a lot about girls um, not judging each other based on assumptions. There is a few things that are a little outdated that you're kind of surprised to see in a 2018 movie, including a magical Negro. It's been a while since we've had one of those. Actually, there tends to be one of those in like every year. And unfortunately, this one also happens to be a drag queen, so it adds sort of a layer of like queer adjacentness that's unfortunate. However, this Dolly Parton drag queen is played by Harold Perrineau, and he is amazing. So great. You also have Willow sort of dealing with the fact that she um, likes her coworker, who is a hot dude, and she has grown up with some body issues, not thinking that she's pretty, not thinking that anyone would ever find her pretty, mostly because her mother never let her know that she thought she was pretty. And there's a scene where the guy does not care. I mean, this is Texas, like no one cares. And also, honestly, in today's day and age, you're attracted to who you're attracted to. I feel like it's one of those, like, the media always tells you one thing, but if you look at how people are partnered, it's totally something different. Um, so there's a really great scene where they're like, having a kind of a cute first date, and then they're making out, and he touches a section of her that she doesn't like on her own body, and it makes her freak out, and she leaves, and she has this great conversation with her friend, played by Odeya Rush, who is tiny, who says the same thing happens to her with her boyfriend because there are parts of her body she doesn't like either. And it was a really great moment to realize that, like, no one ever likes their body, and bodies are weird, and you just have to get used to people touching your body. Consent, but you know what I mean. And it was a similar sort of realistic conversation to the kind of things that were in Mary Jane's Not a Virgin Anymore, where you're like, wow, they're actually talking about awkwardness in the way you would normally actually talk about these things. So yeah, I liked that. I liked that the other girl, Maddie, is played by Maddie Baillio. Her character's name was Millie. She was just such a happy, like, ray of sunshine kind of girl who was just diving right in, um, and just doing something that she loved. And I really liked her character, and I liked the energy she brought. Um, the sort of alt adjacent girl, I felt like they tried to make her every different kind of alternative person all in one thing, and that felt a little stereotyping and a little like that could have been better, especially because that was the only that could have really been like a lesbian character and straight up been queer, and that might have been nice instead of just sort of multiple hybrid alt girl things. Um, Again, the drag queens were fun, but they could have been a little less sort of stereotyped. I actually liked Jennifer Aniston in this movie, and I normally don't like her as an actress, so that happens. Apparently. And then there's a lot of great Dolly songs, and I love Dolly Parton. I love Dolly Parton's music, so it was sort of quite fun to listen to her music. Um, I think this fits nicely into sort of pageant, the pageant movie canon. I like to think of the pageant movie canon being Miss Firecracker, Holly Hunter. It's another Texas pageant one. Miss Congeniality, Sandra Bullock. Beautiful with was it Minnie Driver? Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, which is Lindsay Lohan. There's one other one I was trying to think of. Oh, Drop Dead Gorgeous, which is Kirsten Dunst. I feel like there's another one. Um, yeah, I can't remember the other, but the thing that I liked particularly about this pageant movie was that not a single one of the girls was mean to any of the other girls. They were all sweet. Um, they were all sort of in it to win it together, and the bit where they're all the girls helped each other, especially the main four girls, and then at one point, one of the characters goes, "Who knew pageantry was a team sport?" And one of the other girls was like, "I knew." She's the one that had made these like binders to with all of their strengths so that they could all be the best them, which was really sweet. And then spoilers, the part that I thought was the greatest about it was that this main character, Willa Dean, you'd think, in a lesser film, she'd found herself loving pageants and then won the pageant, right? She didn't. She got disqualified. That character would have gotten disqualified. It was the exact right thing to happen to her. The one girl who wanted to do this since she was a kid and was really good at it, she didn't win either, but she came close. And then the main girl who was every kind of pageant girl that you would expect, but also not a mean girl, very nice to everybody, won. And I thought the way they did that was both expected and unexpected, in that it was expected in real life. That's probably how it would work. Unexpected in that a movie would generally have changed it so that, one of the girls you were rooting for ended up winning. Um, so it had moments of it moving forward, and then it had moments where it was felt kind of dated and awkward. But overall, it was just a very happy movie and a very a positive movie, and a movie about loving yourself, loving your friends, um, learning how to be a mature person, and I liked that, and I liked just like the way it was shot. I thought it was really beautifully framed, and lit, and I don't know. I just, it's not like the best movie ever, but it's the kind of movie that they used to make that they don't think they make anymore, and I'm glad that they made this one. I obviously there's some bits of it that I think I'm like, let's get to 2018 with some of our representation issues, but otherwise, it's just a nice, solid teen rom com. It's not even a rom com, even. It's just a teen girl movie, and we don't have enough of those anymore. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. I like Dolly Parton. It's on Netflix. Check it out.